Been so many changes in the AVROA site over the last 6 weeks that it's time to do another revision of the brief tour of the AVROA site. So let's just call this the tour as of April 8th, 2014. Okay, this video assumes that you're already a registered member. If you're not registered with us, well, that's not a big deal. All you have to do is go over here and hit this Join Here button and go through our registration process that you're going to find out is pretty painless. And once you do that, you can enjoy all the features that I'm going to quickly talk about in this video. All right, guys, follow my cursor. First of all, we all have to log in, right? The member login is located in the upper right-hand corner here. So you click on that, and of course, this comes up. Your ID is actually your email, all right? And the password is the password that you put in when you registered. All right, so you hit login, and it drops you on your member profile here. This is of course all your personal data and the like. A couple of interesting things is that this email right here on your member profile is the email that AVROA inquiries go to. You know, you'll find we have an inquiry system where guests can send you messages and ask you about particular dates. This is the email where they go. So make sure this is the email that you want them to go to. All right. Of course, you can change your password, your personal information, and if the day comes where you want to leave AVROA, there's an unsubscribe button right here that will take you completely out of our system. All right. But then you also, let's go over to these menus off to the left here. You'll see View Rentals. Of course, this is our rental listings right here. You're going to be seeing a lot of changes with this over the next year because we're going to be doing a lot with it. But right now it works pretty neat. One thing I really like about the search that you can do on our property listings is when you go in and say pick a state, say Alabama, what our search engine does is automatically selects all the cities we have within that state. All right, and then if you pick a city, all right, then what happens is we show you all the rental units that are available by name, either a complex name or a house name, whatever. So, for example, I'm in the Lighthouse, so we have I could do a search on the Lighthouse, and these are all the listings for Lighthouse properties in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Now, 29 here is one of my properties, so if we go to View Details over here, a couple of things that are really neat. Of course, here's the property number up here. But let's see. First of all, you'll see this email owner box over here. And if you click on this, you'll see that this will bring up a menu over here where guests can use this to contact you. And they'll go to that email I was just talking about. And, of course, there's, arrival dates. There's departure dates, first name, last name, number of adults, number of children, a message, and stuff like that. And when they hit the submit button, it goes right to you, and you'll see it. It'll come into your email, and it says AVROA inquiry. So that's pretty neat. Another neat feature is this calendar right here. I use iVacationOnline.com as my reservation system. If you happen to use a reservation system that allows your calendar to be mirrored onto another site, well, you can do that with AVROA. But what it's called is iframe code, and I'll show you where that goes. But if you're using a reservation company right now, one thing that you should do is contact them and get the code that you need so you can mirror your calendar. It's really neat because this is the same calendar that you would have on your reservation company site or your personal website, and so you don't have to update any calendars or anything like that. It's all synced together. I'll show you a little bit about that when we get going here. Okay. So let's go. That was View Rentals. That gives you a pretty good idea of what our rental section looks like. All right. Let's go back to the next one here, which is My Properties. My Properties is where you add and edit properties. It's sort of sneaky. Up here under My Properties, you'll see Add a New Property, and that you click on that little part right there, and you can add up to 10 properties. You'll notice that your property number is off to the upper right here. So if you're wondering what your property numbers are, you can see that right here. And what's interesting about these property numbers, if you go back to View Rentals, say I have a property number 29, you can put a property number ID right now into key search and hit enter, and it will bring up your property. So that's sort of a neat thing to know just off the bat. But getting back to view rentals, or I should say back to my properties. Okay, you have edit properties, all right, and this all you really need to know about this is that it's all driven by this zip code up here, and when you put the zip code in here, our system looks for every building or rental name that's located within that zip code. So when you put a zip code in here, you should just look at this list and see if your complex or name already exists. If it doesn't, then you just come down here on the lower field down here and put in the name that you have, and that'll add a new name to the list. The zip code also drives the city and state down here, so all you have to do is put your unit number and your street address. You also right here have the option to unlist your property. What this does is it takes you off our active listings so nobody can see you. It doesn't what do you want to say, eliminate you from our system. It just makes you invisible. Say you wanted to do some maintenance or something like that, or you wanted to take your property off the market for a while. That's how you can do it there. And then website URL right here. If you're a person that doesn't have a reservation system right now of their own, if you're using a large web portal like HomeAway, VRBO, Airbnb, or something like that, this is where you would put your listing URL with them, which is where your calendar is right now. And so this would show up on your property listing, so people could go to that particular area, so you could take a reservation. Of course, unit telephone number, the description, of course, and things like that. Here's where that A-frame code I was talking about. If you do subscribe to a reservation system, and if you want more information about reservation systems, let me know. We can help you along. I currently use iVacationOnline.com, and you can see that right there. What they do is there's a thing called an iframe code, and if they do have an iframe code for your calendar, then you can just cut and paste it and put it into this little rectangle down here and hit save property and exit, and that's all you have to do, and your calendar is going to show up on your property listing on AVROA. It's really neat. So anyway, the rest of this is pretty obvious: number of bedrooms, number of baths, condo, property type, location type. This is where you put your thumbnail up for your listing. That's just all right, so you know about that. This you really don't have to do much with, but this is tied to your vendor listing, our vendor program. We have a vendor list program where we all share information about the people who work for us in the past and stuff, and we rate everybody. And what this does is it makes sure that when you're looking for a vendor, you're only looking for a vendor in your local area. That's what that's all about. And if you have more questions about it, we'll talk about that later. Okay, so let's see now. Go back to my properties. There's one other thing, the photo gallery. All right, here's the photo gallery. Put up to 20 photos. It's pretty easy. What you do is you just go to your computer, right, and you choose a file somewhere. You choose a picture, right. I'm not going to do it because my photos are already there. And then you hit upload photo. And what it will do is upload a photo into your gallery here. And then we're not like Facebook where you can drag and drop pictures in a particular order. But what you can do is give them an order number. All right. And so if you had 20 pictures, all you have to do is look at them and say, okay, what order do I want them in? 1 through 20. Just give each picture that number, and then go down to the bottom here and hit update order numbers, and it will put the pictures in the order that you want. All right. So that pretty much does what? My properties. All right. Gives you a pretty good idea there. The vendors. This is the vendor list right here. What it is this is a place where you can recommend a vendor, or you can look for a vendor in your particular area. Remember when I was talking about those zip codes and you're defining your local area? When the name of your town will show up over here, like Gulf Shore shows up for me here. And then, like, if I was looking for like an HVAC person or something, I could go down here, HVAC. I could hit search, and it will give me HVAC people in my area. And then I can also read the reviews. I can also add reviews and things of that nature. So that's really neat. Now, real fast before I let you go here, the website does have a backside to it, where our marketplace communities and our blog is all located. You can get to those by either going to the marketplace here or the blog up here. I'll take you to the marketplace real fast. The marketplace is simply a place where you can list things that you want to sell. All right, and it's just like a community want ad. So this is right there. You can also, we also have a weekly newsletter. So if you're interested, I strongly recommend that you put your name and your email over here and subscribe, and you will receive this newsletter. We use this a lot to keep people abreast of all the changes that are going on with AVROA and other things of that nature. And then also down here is the AVROA communities. All right, and what this allows you to do is actually form a local community if you're interested in doing that, where you want to collaborate with other people, either in your, in your complex or in your community. There's also a national community here that you can get involved with. If you want to know more about communities and the like, feel free to contact me, and we'll get you taken care of. One thing that you should know about on the back part of the site is that you do need to sign in. The sign in is the same as you use on the front end of the site. Your username is your email, and your password is your password. But they are two platforms that are paired together. They do two separate things. And so it is something that you have to remember, that you have to sign in when you get over to the back side of the site. All right? Well, there you go. There I am. I'm all signed in. Well, hey, enjoy AVROA. Welcome aboard. And if you have any questions or anything, feel free to contact me. All right. I'll see you on the inside. Bye now.